Blast me to Cyphos! It's time for the Mad Merlin's Warhammer 40,000 Imperium Journey, Episode 25, Part 2, Gallery and Battle Report. Hello and welcome back to the Mad Merlin's Warhammer 40,000 Imperium Journey. So we're moving on with issue 25 today, and as you can see, we have our fully painted Immortals. So these guys have been built up, and I built them up in the sub-assembly by simply gluing the legs down and then building and gluing the rest of the body as a separate component, meaning I can paint around all those difficult cables without getting paint anywhere else. These have been painted up in the standard Saltec Dynasty colour scheme. I've given them slightly brighter looking shoulder pads and faceplates, much like the magazine details for the Zarak Dynasty. I have also finished these guys off with a coat of Storm Shield, as well as hard coat on any of the green cables and along the base rim to help when protecting against wear and tear when playing. So that's it for gallery. We'll move on to our new playthrough. Defensive perimeter. So before we go into our playthrough, we do have some new rules. So we've got a full datasheet for the Royal Warden and the Immortals. And on the reverse, we've got tutorials on how to use the adaptive strategy and the Relentless March special rules on the Royal Warden. And we also get the first page of our core rules, how to play Warhammer 40,000. And it just shows how everything is broken down, and you can see the future pages we'll be getting. So you've got your movement phase, your psychic phase, and so on. Right, I will set up now for my issue 25 battle, and I'll be right back. Okay, our battle zone has been set up and our armies are prepared. So on the Space Marine side, we have a lieutenant with 2 squads of 5 assault intercessors. And on the Necron side, we got a Royal Warden, 10 warriors, and 5 Immortals. That's better, I've just drawn the blind to stop the glare coming in from outside. So, Merlin is there guarding the turn marker. We've got 2 objectives, one 6 inches from each deployment zone and 3 inches from the battlefield edge. So now we'll begin with some dramatic reading. Defensive perimeter. An overwhelming Necron assault on Cyphos has been met with stern resistance. Despite suffering terrible losses, the Necron troops have managed to breach the Imperial lines and begun to overrun the first ring of fortresses, gun batteries, and defensive positions. In response, the Space Marines have dispatched their forces to drive the Necrons back and prevent the foe from finding and exploiting any weaknesses in the Fortress Moon's defensive perimeter. Necrons, Royal Warden, storm the walls. Under the command of their Royal Warden, a phalanx of Necron warriors and a unit of elite Immortals have breached the walls of Outpost Gyrodon. They must fight their way into the fortress, secure the walls, and silence the gun batteries in order for more Necron reinforcements to arrive. Space Marines, Lieutenant, hold the line. With his captain and fellow battle brothers engaged in battle towards Cyphos' main citadel, a Primaris Lieutenant and his accompanying assault intercessors are all that stands between the Necrons and the destruction of Outpost Gyrodon's gun batteries. They must hold their positions and drive the Necrons back. So, this is a secure missions objective. We score points for holding an objective at the end of each turn. We score 1 point for each objective of control. We additionally score an additional point for each character that has been eliminated, so the Royal Warden and the Lieutenant. And we also gain an instant victory if at the end of any command phase we control both objectives. So I will go to deployment and I'll be back for turn 1. Okay, game has been set up. We've got the Ultramarines splitting their forces, 2 squads of 5 and a Lieutenant ready to aid whichever is needed the most. While the Necrons are going for a heavy assault with their elite unit and the Royal Warden, and then using the bulky warriors to defend the home objective. So we'll roll a dice to see who gets first turn. Green is Necrons, blue is Ultramarines. And the Ultramarines get first turn with a 5. So I'll play through turn 1 and I'll be right back with the results. Alright, end of turn 1. Both sides have scored 1 victory point each. The Necron warriors here advanced up, getting only a 1, but gets them to the objective. Immortals and Royal Warden just marched up normal moves and shot into the assault intercessors, who suffered 1 wound but saved 3 in total. So 1 model died. They took a morale test, got a 2, so they're fine. Lieutenant advanced, and this assault intercessor squad here advanced, ready to move on to the Immortal warriors next turn. They did suffer 1 wound from the Reapers. Did pretty well on shooting. So everything is even at the end of turn 1. So on turn 2. So we're at the bottom of turn 2 and, well, the table swung. The assault intercessors down here charged the Necron warriors along with their lieutenant and wiped them out. Despite the Immortals suffering a wound, it didn't impede them much. They charged forward, shooting and clubbing the assault intercessors here to 1 man. Both units passed their morale test. And there's still everything to play for, because remember, we get a instant victory for controlling both objectives, and we get bonus points if we kill the enemy characters. So on to turn the 3rd. And we'll see if the Ultramarines can carve up the rest of those Necrons. Right, and to turn 3, and the assault intercessor sergeant took down 3 Immortals as vengeance for them wiping out his squad. Sadly, he didn't survive the Immortals falling back and then shooting at him thanks to the Royal Warden's command ability, his adaptive strategy. He himself fell back and also shot at the lieutenant. He took 2 wounds from shooting, and he took a 3rd wound from combat from the Immortal, but ended up dying to the power sword. So the Ultramarines scored themselves 1 point for holding this objective, putting them up to 4. And the Necrons, sadly, have scored nothing, although they are close to wiping out the Lieutenant. So, knocking at the door of turn 4. Okay, turn 4 is over, and seeking absolute destruction of the Necrons, the Lieutenant decided to charge. Didn't get to wipe him out, so he wasn't able to fall back and claim both token objectives. But the Ultramarines are still holding 1 there, netting them a total of 5 points so far. Final turn then, turn 5, and it's going to be down to whoever can hit better in combat, I think. I will see you at the end game. And that took less time than I thought it would. The Royal Warden absolutely fluffed his rolls to hit, getting 2 2s and a 1. The Lieutenant swiftly decapitated him with his power sword. Wasn't able to get all the way back to the objective, unless the objective has moved. Let's just check. It has moved, because it should be 9 inches away from the edge. So that gives the Ultramarines an extra 1 point for holding both objectives at the end. Although actually no, it's only at the end of their command phase they'd score that. For winning the game straight up. So they just get... Actually no, they would still get 1 point for holding the objective either way. Forgetting my own rules here. Or the rules here. So yes, they scored 1 for each objective they hold at the end of the turn, which is both. They have also scored the additional point of wiping out the Necron Royal Warden, meaning the Ultramarines are victorious. The Necrons only scoring themselves 2 points, the Ultramarines scoring themselves 3, 5, 8. 8 victory points to 2. That is a complete and utter wipeout. Even though they lost heavy casualties at the start with that Intercessor squad being wiped out, I think what worked was actually playing the Power Sword on my second squad. Seeing as we've got the rules on the Lieutenant there, I can easily just use those for the Sergeant's Power Sword. Although it's not 2 damage, it's only a single damage. But it is still +1 strength and -3 to the armor save. So, with that, the Ultramarines emerge victorious for mission 2, secure the perimeter. So, all what's left is to show you what is happening in the next Imperium. So, looking forward to this, issue 26 is the Tech Priest Dominus. It's a lovely model, nice lot of detail. Gives us our first of 2 characters for the AdMech. And as I've already got myself a second set of Skitarii, I'm going to be building up some Vanguard, so they'll get painted up together, which will be quite nice. In issue 27, we get a heliotrope reactor. We learn the history of the Imperium, and we get an updated rules reference, which is quite nice, because the current up-to-date rules reference requires 2 pages from 2 different tutorials. So, looking forward to issue 27. But issue 26 is next. So, all what's left is for me to thank you for watching. Be sure to like, comment, share and subscribe. If you'd like to help out the channel, there is my affiliate link to Curtain Games, as well as my Buy Me a Coffee channel, which I'll be sharing hobby news Monday, Wednesday and Friday. Although I haven't done too much this week, sadly. But hopefully next week will be a lot better. Anyway, I'll see you next time for more mad content. Goodbye.